Hello, today we'll be going over my phonics video discussion board with my activity. The topic that I chose to talk about and do an activity about was the heart words, based off what we had learned this week about them. So I would begin my little lesson by giving them this document sheet. This would be shown above through the smartboard. It says, heart words. Students are taught to sound out the words that are phonetic, and the parts that aren't phonetic, they are taught to know by heart. So then we would go through an example together. The example that I pulled out is the word said. Said is a heart word, for example, because the S makes the S sound, D makes the D sound, but A and I don't make the long A sound. It makes the short E sound, which makes an irregular sound. The AI is a part readers should learn by heart. So if you see in the bottom here, we have the S sound and the D sound, the beginning and end, but the middle part is the part that's irregular that we are not aware of. So the A and the I, the students would underline, and they would learn to know this by heart, making it a heart word. After we go through those notes and any questions and a couple more examples, I would allow the students to break into their activity where the students are going to say the word out loud after me. We're going to count out the sounds together. We're going to write them on our whiteboards together. We're going to draw hearts over the parts of the word that is not decodable, and that way the students know they need to memorize them, making them heart words. So the first word that we are going to go through together is the. So I'm going to say the word the. The students would repeat the word the. Next, we're going to count out the sounds. The. All right. On your whiteboards, the student should write the word the based off the sounds. The. The. So, this is where it gets tricky. So students would write the TH part of the word because they can hear that sound, the. And the E part right here is what becomes our heart because of the fact it makes the sound, like umbrella, makes a U sound. So the becomes a heart word because the E sounds like a U. Moving on to another example would be the word you. You and I can go get dinner together. Let's count out the sounds. You. Now this is tricky. So students would write out you the best that they could. You. And spellings may look wacky right now because they're still learning. So looking at the teachers, they would go you. The part that we know is what? Maybe we know it starts with a Y. Maybe we know there's an U at the end. Maybe we know there's a O in the middle. Maybe we know it all. But we would walk through the steps that the U sounds like the O and the U becomes our heart word because of the fact it sounds like the double O sound together. Another example we can go through, let me clear my board here, is the word live. I live down the road from the library. Live, live. We hear two sounds, live, live. So students would get out their whiteboards. They would try to write it the best they could based off the sounds they hear, live. And most times, that's how we'll see it. Because of the fact this E is a heart word based off the fact it's silent. So we don't hear it all the time. We just hear the live. So the students need to know by heart that there's a silent E at the end. Another example to go with that is the word write. I write with a marker and pencil. Write. Let's count out the sounds. Right. Right. Now, some students may spell this like this. R-I-T-E. R-I-T. Both of these are incorrect. We're looking for right. Right. they need to know by heart that the W is silent. It starts with the W and it ends with an E. They may also need to know that by heart too, because the E is silent at the end too. It sounds like we're saying right, but there's a silent W and a silent E. We would go through a continued list through all of this, and students would practice what we need to know and what we need to know by heart. Thank you.